Morning guys, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. Super windy out this morning. We are in for 20 centimeters of snow, which I think is about 7 inches for you guys. So my hubby's out there actually plowing this morning, just making way for the additional snowfall that we're going to be having. So I'm just going to take a peek down into the greenhouse today before everything starts to get going. And maybe take a look and see what the soil temperature is, because I'm curious now that I know that it stays sort of around -8 when it's super cold outside. I just want to see what the temperature of the soil is. You can see here that the wind has been so bad it's actually knocked the snow off of the top of the greenhouse, so that's good for me. And like I said, hubby is just plowing away here on the ATV, pushing things around, making room for more snow that we're going to get. So it is -1.2 Celsius in here. It's -15 outside. That's actually excellent. It's pretty cold outside, and that's actually a really good temperature to have inside the greenhouse. So the sun is starting to peek out a little bit, so you can see how this really does actually warm up in the wintertime, which is great. But I want to take a look at the soil. So with the temperature only being -1.2 in here, you can see that these aren't frozen and they're still pliable. So I'm just going to take a quick peek at the soil and see what kind of reading I get for temperature. So we're not going to do anything special. I'm just going to take my trusty little infrared thermometer here and see if I can even get a reading just for fun. Okay. Let's see what kind of a reading I get from the bin temperature. Let's see if I can turn my little temperature on here. So that's what I'm getting for a temperature inside, just inside the top here, at the top of the soil. Now, this is only going to read maybe an inch into the soil, but that's the temperature that I have. Now let's take a quick temperature reading on the south side and see what that gives me here. Let's do here. Okay, so you can see it's actually a little bit warmer on this side. You can definitely tell this is the south side. It's not a huge difference, but you can definitely see it's warmer. And we're going to try the bin closest just to the window here. So this one's giving me a reading of 0.1, but this is the bin that's closest to the window. So this bin's actually warmer than the one next to it, which I expected because this is the south side of the greenhouse, so it's definitely going to be warmer. But it just goes to show there's really not that much of a difference between the bins that surround the outside of the greenhouse to the bins on the inside, so that's pretty good. So this isn't going to give me super accurate readings. This is just going to give me sort of an idea of what the temperature is in the bins. So the one on the outside here was a little bit chillier than the ones on the inside of the floor. And the ones, of course, closest to the south side was warmer. So this particular bin here was the one that was the warmest, whereas the one with the strawberries was almost a degree colder. So not a huge difference between the temperatures in the outside bins and the inside bins. You know, just a degree or so, but like I said, you can definitely see how warm this would be if the sun was fully on. So we're getting ready to basically go through this snowstorm. And like I said, I'm getting 7 inches of snow, so there won't be any sun for a couple of days. But I just wanted to do a temperature check on the soil and see, you know, just how warm the soil can be here in the wintertime without any sun. So it's actually really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So guys, that was just a quick little, experiment to see if there would be a difference between the outside of the greenhouse bins as opposed to the inside, but there's not really that much of a difference. So that's in minus 15 degrees Celsius weather. Having a bin or two that are only -1 in the soil is actually really not that bad. So you can see that if we had way more sun in the wintertime, that would probably stay warm enough for me to grow vegetables all the way through it. But stay tuned because there's more coming. Thanks very much for joining me today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment below, subscribe, and see you soon.